Okay, so we're going to look at, and we've got Ally, Defend, and Exterminate. We're going to look at our dodgeball race against Chris Politesc. We're on the play. As I said, we've got Ally, Defend, and Exterminate. So on the row is a green base, which we're interested in. Orbital platform might be quite good as well for the Ally, and it keeps things moving. But otherwise, it's a fairly uninspiring row for us. Chris has got some great gambits. I mean, if he's got Armada, we're in a lot of trouble. So we can't really do much here. We buy the cargo launch so that we've got something to ally with a yellow. We'll see what happens. Chris has a 5, buys Stealth Tower, makes you feel like he's got to have one of the base-related ones, whether it's conversion, whether it's colonize, or the other one, that's a cat, who is most displeased that I am using their favourite spot. So we're then going to buy the green base, because there's no other green on the row, and we want to be able to get that when it comes up. Plus, any kind of exterminate with our gambit, we can actually drag it out of the discard, so that there's the potential there to get it moving. Chris is going to take orbital platform because we don't have really any damage apart from our gambit, and he can ally that with his stealth tower, gets the damage clock going. Lo and behold, more blue, more heroes drop. We're going to draw it. We're going to Hartman here. I don't really love it, but we do drop a green card to hopefully ally with our base for the exterminate mission if Chris doesn't take it. Chris gets both bases, gets a colonize, he's off to the races, and we are in a lot of trouble. So he's going to pick up some more yellow cards, going to get rid of the base, doesn't want us having it, thinks we might pop our blob wheel for it. We're not actually. We're going to buy the Docker, going to scrap out and hope that we draw everything, and in fact we do not. So Chris is going to cycle, he's going to draw, he's got to dominate. This is looking very grim. Like, let's not beat around the bush, this is looking super bad. He's got bases that we can only get rid of maybe one of next turn, unless we burn our gambit. He's now got massive velocity with those survey ships. He's got a scrapper that he just picked up. Not looking super great. We can just hope that we draw into our blob wheel. No, don't do that. So we are gonna pick up the orbital platform, because if we let Chris have that, I mean, we're already basically at half his authority. If we let him have that, then it's going to be curtains for us. We're going to buy the yellow so that he doesn't have absolutely all the yellow and force a discard turn while we basically time warps us. We're going to buy an explorer because we need the trade. We're going to get rid of all of his bases and try and clear the decks a bit. And now at least we can complete exterminate next turn if we get it, because we can grab our sentinel from the discard. Chris has a pretty good turn here. He's getting another base, which doubles up his damage, which allows him to kind of two-prong his attack with racing us in damage and maybe completing another mission. We drag back the blob miner to complete our exterminate. I thought Sentinel was in the discard. I don't know why we didn't do that. Maybe we did it this way to try and get more things. We buy that. Now we get rid of the blob wheel because we don't need it. So we're now trying to get our ally together, and we're still in such terrible shape. Chris has got pressure in abundance. He's picking up another yellow card. We've got literally nothing. Like, we needed the red base here. Usually I'd filter away the damage, but it didn't really feel like it was going to do us any good. I suppose there could have been the argument for keeping it, because we're not running the damage race in a million billion years. just in case a hero dropped, but that doesn't happen. And next turn, if Chris doesn't kill us and doesn't discard us to Kingdom Come, we've got a shot here of completing Ally. And gaining some much needed authority. You can see Chris here is going to pick up Hellfire, which is really bad news. He's going to force a discard on us, just the one. He's going to scrap out his base. He's going to knock us down to 9, ignoring the orbital platform. We are going to complete our ally. We're then going to buy the base to top so that we can draw it, so that we can play it and not cycle into our next deck and miss out on these really our only decent cards. I think we've got one non-starter in the discard at the moment. We can deal Chris 17. We've got a base out, but it's not really doing much. We've crawled back to 21. In comes the filtering. We've got another orbital copy. He's just battering us. All we can do is Sentinel away the Stealth Tower here after discard. Not going to buy the Orbital Shuttle. It's not really going to do us any good. If we've got 2 bases in play, we're pretty much completing our defend anyway. So now it's just hanging on. Chris has got Hellfire. He's cycling through, picking up some scrap from the row there. Picking up some more filter, which doubles his damage, forcing a discard on us, leaving us at 3 with 2 discards. I mean, we knock everything down. We get rid of his orbital platform. Yeah, what do? We do nothing. So Chris now gets rid of our base. He picks up the hero. He's got frigate. We're at 6. He's drawing into, and I think in hindsight this is probably a mistake, but he brings his frigate out to drop us to 2, and you would think that this would be curtains, right? We're gonna gain 3. We'll go up to 5. We've got a base in play, and not much else. Chris has got the mercenary garrison copy. Pops his hero to get some authority. Scraps some things out from the row because, of course, the green ally, but then whiffs and leaves our base in play, allowing us to scrap some things from the row, non-bases, because we might want bases. And this is a shame, because there's bacon there, which we would dearly love to have in play, but we can't. And Chris does have a red coming up, so we have to buy bacon, which feels counterintuitive. And again, Chris's authority total is still so high. So he filters again, he filters again with the Hawk. He's got a Hellfire coming out. He's got 15 damage on the table, including the farm ship. He's then cycling again. Can't make it happen, leaves us at 1. With a discard. The bottom card, I think, was damaged, so he literally whiffed to the bottom. We're getting rid of our starters. We pull out the orbital shuttle that we ended up buying just to try and get the trade room moving. We go up to 6. We kill his orbital platform and just try and get things moving from the row. Maybe something can happen, but we're probably dead, right? Because we're at 6 and Chris has got a deck full of damage. And oh my good gravy, he whiffs again. And at turn 26, we have somehow managed to literally luck our way into a mission victory in a game that we had absolutely no business winning. I think there were about 4 opportunities where if Chris had drawn like any normal person, he'd have totally won that game. Star Realms sometimes, right? That game was very silly. I should not have won that ball at all. Good game, Chris, I guess.